Yeah, thanks very much, Mark. Big night for Arsenal, and they have come a long way in a short space of time. Start of February, Arsenal were 10 points behind Tottenham. Tonight they win, they can go above Spurs. That's been a big turnaround when you consider there's been an international break in the middle as well. As both teams out of the pitch here, lining up for a combined team photo. It's been the case across the weekend in the Premier League's No Room for Racism campaign, and using the power of football across society, social media, trying to use that power to get the awareness about behaviours of supporters towards racism at football games. So Newcastle will be feeling a little bit more happy about things after that controversial defeat for Cardiff yesterday. Their cushion above the relegation zone looks healthy. 7 points clear, 7 games to play. But if they could get something, even a draw from this win tonight, well, then I think Newcastle fans will be feeling Premier League football is secure for next season. For Rafa Benitez, he's never won a league game as a visiting coach, neither at the Emirates or the Old Highbury. So that's one that he'd like to get off his back. And he's only ever come up against Unai Emery once before as a coach. And that was Sevilla against Real Madrid in La Liga 2015, when Emery was the coach of Sevilla and they beat Real Madrid by 3-2. So that is something that Rafa Benitez would want to do, get a first win away from home against Unai Emery as a manager in the league. The 3 changes for Arsenal are interesting tonight. Koscielny out altogether. We've been told that he's got an injury, a bruised left foot, according to the club. Xhaka is out, groin injury, picked up on international duty. And Mustafi, Guendouzi and Iwobi come into the Arsenal team. No Aubameyang up front. Lacazette will lead the line on his own. And Chris Sutton, when we saw the teams, that was the change that jumped out at us, that Unai Emery doesn't want to go with the 2 up top tonight.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a surprise. Aubameyang not getting the nod. With there's rumours that he has got a temperature. Had he been fully fit, you think he must have started. But I mean, you have to say, on paper, Arsenal couldn't wish for a better opposition, because in recent years Newcastle have been absolutely dreadful against Arsenal. I think they've been beaten in 11 out of the last 12 games, in fact. But Newcastle, I think, under Rafa this season, as the season has gone on, I think they've got better and better, and now they seem to have, with Almiron, an attacking threat. I know he's not scored, but I think they're a different dynamic now up top.
Both these teams without key Swiss players tonight. We mentioned Granit Xhaka injured on international duty. He scored against Denmark. He went off with 11 minutes to go. Switzerland were 3-0 up. He went off and they ended up drawing the game 3-3. And Fabian Schär, who was injured in the qualifier against Georgia when he looked to be unconscious on the ground, and he was allowed to play on, and there's been a lot made about that maybe should he been forced to be removed from the pitch. But understandably, after that, he's not involved tonight for Newcastle. So Newcastle, who've struggled here at the Emirates in recent seasons, they've only scored once over the last 4 league games here. We're underway. Newcastle, the black and white stripes. Arsenal, their traditional red and white. And Newcastle playing from right to left as we look down. The fans who have travelled down from the northeast, far side of the pitch from us, the end that they're defending. And it's another one of these Monday night games, this incredible record that is a point of contention for Newcastle fans. This is the 15th time in a row that they've played a game on a Monday night, and it's always been away from home. And they've always had this long travel, and I'm sure it's just a quirk of the fixtures computer in inverted commas, but they feel any chance we could have a Monday night game at home and have a night out on the toon, as Diame tries to come forward and he's tackled on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area, and Guendouzi, who's in the team for Xhaka, will come away and give it to Iwobi on the far side. Underway on 5 Live, a minute played. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0.
Yeah, Newcastle started with that back three. Lascelles in the centre. He's a key man for them. Such a dominant centre half. He'll be the organiser at the back, and they'll look to stay in the game and be well organised. Difficult to play through, but they possess that threat now. Possess it on the break with the pace of Almiron. I'm looking forward to that battle up top. Rondon and Socrates.
Mesut Ozil plays the ball forward. Ozil, who has scored in 3 of his 4 Premier League appearances against Newcastle in the past. Here is Almiron on the halfway line, turns and rolls it back to Matt Ritchie. Matt Ritchie, who scored against Arsenal last season. Newcastle won the game 2-1 at St James's Park. as Florian Lejeune jumps on the halfway line and wins a header, but it's going to fall down for Guendouzi. Referee's blown the whistle actually for a foul. Jose Perez has committed a foul on Kolasinac, and that is going to be a free kick to Arsenal. Jose Perez is about half the size of Kolasinac. That's quite brave actually. He's saying, hang on, I couldn't have shouldered him over, look at the size of me. But the referee has said that was, what was it? Was it a trailing arm into his face? Because it didn't look that it was a firm collision, Chris.
No, and the size difference there. Kolasinac really looks like a nightclub doorman, doesn't he?
Yeah, you're not getting in if he doesn't want you in. Kolasinac, throw it to Arsenal. Attacking position, left-hand side, and the Bosnian will take it. He played for Bosnia during the international break, was involved in their 2-2 draw with Greece. Guendouzi turns and rolls it back into his own half again. Socrates onto Mustafi. We had Ian right at the show right at the start. Not exactly brimming with confidence with Mustafi coming in to replace Koscielny at the back for Arsenal this evening. Here's Monreal on the left-hand side. Gives it into the midfield to Iwobi. And Arsenal trying to develop a tempo here in the early stages at the Emirates, looking for their 10th consecutive Premier League home win. And just to put that in context, Liverpool haven't had 10 consecutive home wins this season. Manchester City haven't had. This really is an impressive record. It needs to be for Arsenal because their away form has been nowhere near as good. Here is Aaron Ramsey, who starts for Arsenal tonight, having not been available for Wales during the international break. Ozil in possession again. Quick ball onto Iwobi. Arsenal flashing it around the midfield here without actually breaking into the final third.
Popping it around well, but you can see that Newcastle very narrow four in the midfield, saying to Arsenal, you can have the ball in the wide areas. We'll let you play and maybe feed the ball in. We're confident we can defend crosses.
Ramsey is caught in possession by Jose Perez. And now Momo Diame loses it himself in the midfield to Lacazette. Chance here for Arsenal as a little nutmeg by Mesut Ozil, and Matt Ritchie sets Maitland-Niles away down the right-hand side. Crossing position, but he loses his feet as he tried to cut back. He tried a really quick turn. Legs gave away from underneath him. As Mustafi slid in for a tackle, it was nowhere near it there, and he's lucky he didn't connect with an opponent. He could have been in trouble. Monreal backpedals into his own half, lays it off to Socrates, and Unai Emery is right out on the edge of the technical area and furiously clapping his hands together, and he wants this high tempo start from Arsenal to continue. Guendouzi gives it short to Mesut Ozil, midway inside the Newcastle half. Good ball to the feet of Ramsey, then it's prodded forward by Lacazette. He was looking for Iwobi, cut out by a defender, and Newcastle get it back to goalkeeper Dubravka.
Yeah, and you feel in terms of creativity, Ozil is the man. They'll be looking to get him on the ball at every opportunity. I have to say, Connor, thought earlier on in the season his days at Arsenal, because of that relationship with Emery, his days might be numbered.
Jose Perez challenged by Monreal, who comes away with possession and feeds it to the halfway line, and Iwobi, who sets off down the left wing for Arsenal, then cuts in field, and he wanted to roll it through to Mesut Ozil there. It does eventually come through after Dummett wasn't able to get it away. Iwobi involved again in the penalty area, hooking it in for the right hand side, but too close to the goalkeeper. And Martin Dubravka, wearing all purple tonight, can come out and collect possession. So a reminder of the teams in full. Leno in goal for Arsenal, three central defenders: Socrates, Mustafi and Monreal. Maitland-Niles is right wing back. Sead Kolasinac is left wing back. In the middle, Guendouzi and Ramsey, with then Ozil and Iwobi in support of Lacazette up front. Newcastle also playing with a five-man defence. I'll give you their team in just a moment. They're in possession in the Arsenal half, and Ritchie here rolls it back into Dummett. And Arsenal will push out a little bit here as Newcastle retreat back into their own half. Florian Lejeune goes long down the right wing, searching for DeAndre Yedlin, who tries to control under pressure from Kolasinac, who's done well, and then he wriggles and jiggles and creates a bit of space. That's a terrible pass straight to Isaac Hayden, the former Arsenal man. His delivery into the middle is too high, clears the penalty area, and Arsenal will clear away with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Still 0-0. Give that Newcastle team in full in just a moment, but Mesut Ozil is trying to launch a counter-attack here. Dummett doing his best to stay close to it. Ball goes over to the left-hand side for Arsenal, and Kolasinac. And Iwobi back into Guendouzi, and back out to that left wing, and Kolasinac again. So the Newcastle team: Dubravka in goal, Lejeune, Lascelles and Dummett are the back three. Lascelles, who's the one change of the team tonight, in place of Fernandes. Yedlin and Ritchie the wing backs, Diame and Hayden in the middle of the park, Almiron on the left, Perez on the right, and Solomon Rondon The striker through the middle, groans from the Arsenal fans as Almiron wins possession on the halfway line. Rondon has done well to hold it up. He gives it to Ritchie on the left, and then Rondon goes looking for it again. He's hungry tonight, but oversweeps Mustafi, cuts it out and clears it long into the Newcastle half again. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, Newcastle, they're just happy to sit deep in their own half at that back five, four in midfield, and frustrate Arsenal. And when they have the ball, being quite direct in the early stages, going up to Rondon, getting Perez and Almiron in and around him for the knockdowns.
Free kick to Newcastle, 10 yards inside the Arsenal half. And the home side bring everyone back behind the ball here to defend it. Matt Ritchie is going to take the free kick. He's level with the edge of the centre circle inside the Arsenal half. Rafa Benitez just giving him an instruction. Gives a little nod, I think, to Almiron, who's available on the left, but Ritchie, I think, wants to play this high into the penalty area. Here it comes from the former Bournemouth man, too high for Rondon. Guendouzi does his best to try and clear it away. Lejeune up there will control on the far side, but Newcastle are going to be forced back to the halfway line here, and in fact Lejeune puts it out of play for an Arsenal throw, so Arsenal survived that free kick rather comfortably.
Yeah, a bit sloppy there from Lejeune. I'll tell you who is going to be a miss for Newcastle, Longstaff, who got his opportunity in the team earlier on in the season, and he's been outstanding. Diarmi back in now this evening. He's been a really good find, Longstaff, for Newcastle.
Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0. Here comes Mesut Ozil picking up in the centre circle, playing it early to the right hand side to Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Now Lacazette is in the penalty area, two defenders around him, gets his way to the byline, tries to cross it, it comes off Lascelles, loose ball spins to Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who's got a chance to cross here, short to Lacazette. Good defending from Newcastle. They're getting bodies back behind the ball, they're blocking these crosses and passes before they can come in, but Arsenal keep coming again. Mesut Ozil onto Lacazette, who's got a sprint to keep it in play by the byline, but he gets there, rolls it back to Ozil once again with the white boots tonight, back again to Mustafi. Arsenal holding on to possession, but they retreat back inside their own half. 0-0.
A couple of sharp touches from Mesut Ozil. Newcastle defending their box very well. Lascelles a couple of times stopping the cross from Lacazette.
Newcastle have done very well since the turn of the year. I mean, it's worth putting in context. Coming into this weekend, only Man City, Man United, Arsenal and Liverpool, they're the only teams who've won more Premier League points in this calendar year than Newcastle. Newcastle have 17 points since the 1st of January, but what's really interesting is only 2 of those points have come away from St James's Park. It's the home form, a bit like Arsenal. Home form is putting the positive glean on what Newcastle are doing at the moment.
Yeah, and I think, you touched on their away form. They've only beaten Burnley and Huddersfield away, against another top team. I suppose Newcastle will get confidence, though. They're a team who have beaten Manchester City this season, one of the very few. They just hung on in there, stayed in the game and took their chance.
Lacazette is offside as the ball came through to him, and Newcastle's three-man central defence all stepping up as one and catching Alexander Lacazette in an offside position. 14 goals in all competitions for him, 12 of them have come in the Premier League. Aubameyang on the bench tonight for Arsenal, having started the last game alongside Lacazette. Those two were up top when they beat Manchester United, but it's just Lacazette on his own this evening. Dubravka clears away, right-footed for Newcastle, high up over the halfway line. Monreal is easily beaten in the air by Rondon, but in behind him Socrates is able to clear away for Arsenal. We've played 10 minutes here, and 8 o'clock kickoff on this Monday night on 5 Live. DeAndre Yedlin comes forward on the right hand side, pushes it in front of Jose Perez, but head start for Monreal, gets there first, takes no chances, nothing fancy for Monreal, just puts it out for a Newcastle throw. We've got more live football tomorrow night on 5 Live. Wolves against Manchester United, and then on Wednesday Manchester City will be hoping to go back to the top of the Premier League table when they host Cardiff. Again, full commentary on 5 Live. Little nod on header by Rondon on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area, then Kolasinac, cool as you like, from the edge of the area heads it back to the goalkeeper. A little bit risky, that.
Well, full of confidence. That's the area you feel that Newcastle can exploit Arsenal. That back line, Mustafi coming in, I'm not so sure. Emery has total faith in him, an enforced change.
Ramsey goes long for Arsenal. Lacazette is after it. Great pace by Lacazette to get in behind Florian Lejeune. Lejeune started ahead of him, and then as Lacazette tries to play in a low cross, Lejeune puts it out for a corner. Good attack that by Arsenal. Ramsey's ball was threatening, and Lacazette's pace made sure that chance didn't go to waste, so they get the corner.
From right to left, good diagonal ball in behind. Lejeune takes his eye off the ball. Lacazette exploits that and gets the corner for Arsenal.
It's been a nice sunny day in the capital. Temperatures dipping a little bit now as nighttime falls in North London. And Mesut Ozil prepares to take this corner kick from the left-hand side. Diame gets ahead on it. Chance for Aaron Ramsey, who scores, but it's not going to count. It's not going to count. Ramsey away celebrating. Flick onto the front post. Ramsey ran, crashed in a volley at the back post, but the referee, Anthony Taylor, had blown his whistle and immediately was wagging his fingers. Now, what was this disallowed for? Does Ramsey push a defender on his way through?
There's a little pull on the shirt from, well, it's certainly not Ramsey. I think there may have been an earlier pull. Was it Socrates?
Yes, Socrates on another defender who, to be fair, I don't think the other defender would have got anywhere near it.
I think you're absolutely spot on. I really think it's very harsh on Arsenal, that.
Aaron Ramsey, who thought he had scored his 5th goal of the season, hasn't scored since, hasn't scored. His last goal was against Tottenham not so long ago. And he hit it very well. I mean, to run, he just stretched to get there, but we know he's got such good technique, Aaron Ramsey. And that's quite controversial that goal has been disallowed. Still Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0.
It was a left-footed outswinger, wasn't it? And a flick on at the near post, off the training ground. Ramsey around the back, good run, time to perfection, sweeps it in. Be interesting to see that one again, but I think Unai Emery will feel really disappointed with that decision, angry with that decision.
Socrates, who was sent off recently against Rennes in the Europa League, committing the foul off the ball pretty much. I mean, the ball flew over the top of them, but off the ball, and Ramsey's good strike goes a begging. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0. We've played 14 minutes here, and Newcastle yet to have much activity in around the Arsenal penalty area, but let's see what they do here as Ritchie collects it in a bit of space on the left-hand side and being encouraged by Rafa Benitez, who's right behind him. Poor ball from Ritchie, though, easily cut out by Ramsey. He'll shuffle it back to Mustafi, and Arsenal have got safe possession here in their final third. Guendouzi up over the halfway line, brings Kolasinac into play on the left. 5 live sport through till 10 o'clock tonight. Phil Williams starting early due to the continuing Brexit coverage, but it's football all the way through until then. Guendouzi here near the halfway line gets his head up, looks for options and chooses a short pass to his left-hand side and to Mustafi.
And Ozil just on the drift now. Started off on the right-hand side, but trying to find the ball, get some touches, trying making the play for Arsenal.
Iwobi runs into trouble, gives it away to Isaac Hayden. Isaac Hayden, who started his career as a youngster at Arsenal. And the ball that goes out of play and a throw-in to the home side again. Newcastle do well to win the ball in their own half, but they're not holding on to it much.
Can't get up the pitch. That's what Rondon is for. Credit to Arsenal. They give the ball away. They're winning it back quickly. But for Newcastle, it's about staying in the tie, stay in the game and take the chance.
Possession so far 72% to 28 in Arsenal's favour, which sums up their early dominance. Unai Emery will feel they should be in front. A little hesitation there just for a moment between Socrates and Ramsey, but Arsenal get it away.
Perez was in an offside position for Newcastle, but Almiron was onside.
Perez didn't challenge for it. He knew he was offside. Here is Almiron, and let's see what he can do as he shrugs off Ramsey. Good burst of play from him. Gives it to Rondon. Oh, it was a clever idea. He tried to roll it across the penalty area into the path of Jose Perez, and Guendouzi was able to intercept for Arsenal. That was better from Newcastle, but now they've got to get back.
There's a big opportunity. Rondon just missed his pass out to Yedlin. He would have been through.
Here's Guendouzi, 10 yards outside the penalty area. To the left is Kolasinac. The cross takes the deflection, but it pops up safely into the arms of Martin Dubravka. Still Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0.
Yeah, smart goalkeeping. Dubravka on his near post there, moving to his left-hand side, gathering the ball. You feel that Newcastle can cause Arsenal problems on the break, on the counter. have that pace of Almiron, and we talk about him not scoring a goal as of yet. He'd like a goal. He's got that genuine pace, hasn't he?
Miguel Almiron, who was sent off for Paraguay during the international break. They played Mexico, they lost 4-2. He also played a game against Peru, so he's put a few miles on the clock over the last fortnight. The Paraguayan, but starting tonight for Newcastle on the left-hand side of their attack. Though, mind you, so far it's been left-hand side of their midfield because they've been penned in a lot. Over a quarter of an hour played. Possession with Monreal on the far side of the pitch from us, 15-20 yards inside the Newcastle half. Guendouzi, who's still only 19, turns 20 later on this month. What a season he's had since coming to English football. Maitland-Niles is under pressure here from Ritchie. That was a terrible pass to him, and he gets it back to the goalkeeper.
Dreadful weight of pass. Mustafi fired it in to Maitland-Niles, who was under pressure on the halfway line, running back towards his own goal. He did well, Maitland-Niles.
Here come Arsenal again. Iwobi on the far side of the pitch from us, into the midfield through Guendouzi, and now Ramsey, and now Mustafi. Better pace pass this time to Maitland-Niles. Newcastle have got 11 men behind the ball, and it's up to Arsenal to try and break them down here. Maitland-Niles veers infield. Arsenal, who start tonight ahead of Chelsea on goal difference after Chelsea's controversial late win against Cardiff yesterday. If Arsenal win here, they go above Manchester United, they go above Tottenham for now, and Arsenal will be up into third place. Throw in for Newcastle, the far side, DeAndre Yedlin preparing to take.
Well, you just couldn't believe at the start of the season that Arsenal could finish above Spurs, and now it's a reality. We'll jump above them tonight, and they've got an okay run in, albeit 5 of the fixtures away from home. Just tells you the importance of tonight's game and getting those 3 points.
And Arsenal do have a backup plan as well to get into the Champions League should they not finish in the top 4. They're still in the Europa League. They've got a quarter-final against Napoli to come, but with Unai Emery's experience in that competition, winning it 3 years in a row with Sevilla, that's got to be a higher chance than most clubs would have, just given his knowledge of getting it done in that competition. But of course Arsenal want to finish in the top 4 and get into the Champions League that way.
Yeah, and I don't think they've been dealt an easy hand, Conor, against Napoli. It'll be a tough tie.
20 minutes played, good noise at the Emirates, which is not something we've always said over the years, as Lascelles drills the ball away. That's out for an Arsenal throw on the far side. If you're just tuning away in 5 Live tonight, 0-0. Arsenal have had the ball at the back of the net, but a good finish from Aaron Ramsey has been disallowed due to a foul by Socrates in the build-up. Unai Emery very animated down there. I think he wants a better movement from his team as Diame picks up a loose ball in midfield. Chance of a counter-attack for Newcastle as they feed it out to Almiron on the left-hand side. Mustafi closest to him. Almiron now surrounded by 3 players. He's done well to give it infield to Rondon, but cut out by Ramsey. Not good by Rondon. And now it's Arsenal's chance to maybe come on the counter-attack if Ozil could be quick enough, but he fancies playing it back to Socrates instead. And now Arsenal will come over the halfway line with Ramsey. Ramsey just leaving Jose Perez in his trail as he plays a 1-2 with the Iwobi. Good play from Ramsey. Here comes the cross from the left-hand side. Dummett under pressure, puts it out for a throw-in. Anywhere will do there for Arsenal. For Newcastle. They just wanted to get it away.
It's a good little shift. Step over on the left-hand side from Ramsey. Fired the cross, a low cross, just the 6-yard line. Lacazette had moved towards the near post. It went past everybody. Only one Arsenal player in the box, and Newcastle scramble it to safety.
Good work by Mustafi to win the ball, and it goes out down by the corner flag for an Arsenal corner. So Newcastle must bring everyone back into a defensive mode once again. Iwobi has come across to stand over this. Mesut Ozil is there too. And, the central defenders have come forward. Socrates is up there. Mustafi in the penalty area. Monreal up as well. Corner is played short. Iwobi to Mesut Ozil, then hooked towards the back, but that's not a great delivery. Easily headed away by Jose Perez. Guendouzi gets it to himself in the middle of the midfield. Gives it back out to the right-hand side to Iwobi, who had taken the corner. That's a good ball into the penalty area to Lacazette. Dummett didn't want to slide in. Lacazette tries to pull it back from Monreal, and it's cut out by Lascelles, and in the end it goes out for a goal kick.
Really good ball from Iwobi into Lacazette. He made a darting run in the right-hand channel. As he reversed the ball in, Lacazette read it well, or Lascelles read it well. Just watching this corner again, Connor, Anthony Taylor's position. I mean, I'm really not sure there's enough in there. I mean, there is a slight tug. There's not enough there though. That's, I think that's a poor decision.
Yeah,
Anthony Taylor.
Lejeune has got his arm sort of on Socrates' arm, and then as the ball comes in, Socrates grabs the sleeve of his shirt a little bit. But it's the old adage: if you're going to give a foul for that every time, you're going to give an awful lot of fouls in a game of football. It's a controversial one, to say the least, and particularly because neither player got within a few yards of the ball. It sailed over their head. It didn't matter.
And did Lejeune have to go over like that? Was there enough force? Big strapping bloke, come on.
Yeah. I'm sure Arsenal fans will have their own opinions on that. But 0-0 it remains for now. Tackle in the midfield is very strong by Hayden, and the referee says 2 forceful on Guendouzi.
But he went to ground, he won the ball. I don't, see that really should be an issue and a free kick. He won the ball. Hayden.
Arsenal get on with it. Back to Socrates and now into Guendouzi again in the midfield. We're midway through the first half. Arsenal with a lot of possession, but apart from the goal, they haven't really created any other goal-scoring opportunities. That goal for Ramsey that was disallowed.
I'll tell you what Rafa Benitez thinks about that decision, and I'm with him. I mean, there may have been contact again, but the big doorman on the left-hand side, I mean, that's pathetic. He goes to ground. I mean, that's a dive. It's ridiculous.
In the slow motion, it absolutely looks ridiculous on the replay.
It's a little tiny bit of contact. I mean, if you're going to dive at the right time.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall, as Kolasinac crumples in a heap. Anyway, free kick to Arsenal. 0-0 at the Emirates. Mesut Ozil, left-footed delivery from the left-hand side. Diame gets up well, wins a header, and that's going to go out for an Arsenal throw. They'll remain on the attack. Throw in on the right-hand side. Rafa Benitez, when that free kick was given away, he literally jumped. He was hopping mad. This is Maitland-Niles, crossing position on the right-hand side, challenged by Ritchie. Ritchie's frustrated he didn't keep that in play after winning it back, but at least he stopped Maitland-Niles from getting across into the middle. Possession still very strongly in Arsenal's favour. Over 75% for the home team. But Newcastle just need one breakaway attack to go their way. Let's see if Jose Perez can do it here. Tries a little round-the-world manoeuvre on Guendouzi, but doesn't get away with it. And Ozil plays it forward to Lacazette, who's been allowed to turn. Here's Ramsey inside the D. Ritchie trying to get close. Diame helps him up. Newcastle double up on Ramsey, but Ramsey fights back and wins possession. The Arsenal fans love this. Great noise in the stadium as a chance for Iwobi to cross on the left. Ritchie's hit the deck in the middle. Here's a chance for Lacazette, and it goes wide of the target. Well, that's similar to the disallowed goal. Ritchie and Lacazette collided in the penalty area there, off the ball. Ritchie went down, crossed him in, Lacazette in the header, and he put it wide. What happened there?
Yeah, you can see Lacazette pushes Ritchie to the floor. To Ritchie's credit, he actually gets up and does enough to put Lacazette off with the header. Getting spicy now though, isn't it? And you have to credit Arsenal, because when they lose the ball, they're getting it back very, very quickly. Newcastle just cannot get out.
Arsenal on top here, but still 0-0 on 5 Live. Arsenal who can go third with a win. Mesut Ozil, lovely chest on towards Lacazette, but Lascelles anticipated it and puts it out. And Lascelles' last touch came off Lacazette, and the assistant down there, Gary Bezic, agrees with him. And that's going to be where's the ball boy throwing the ball there? It's gone way back down the other end. It's going to be a throw into Newcastle, a chance for them to get out of their final third. I do think it's a good atmosphere here tonight. These Arsenal fans are back interested, back supportive of their team again after a few funny years where you never quite knew what the mood was going to be like coming here, and invariably it was never that loud.
No.
But it is tonight.
Well, I think Arsenal fans feel they've got their Arsenal back. They're actually going places again. It all become a little bit stale, hadn't it, under Arsene Wenger. It was sad to see him go, but they've moved on. And I think, regardless of what happens here tonight, really impressive this season under Unai Emery. There's a belief about this club again.
If Arsenal win tonight, they go to 63 points. That was the finishing tally for Wenger last season. So Arsenal could do it with 7 games to spare. Kolasinac crosses from the left-hand side. Dummett gets up and wins a header, and Newcastle's defence continues to stand firm for these crosses, which are mostly coming from the left-hand side.
Mustafi on Rondon. Long ball goes into him. He gets his body in. Mustafi bundles into the back of him. And guess what? Anthony Taylor says no.
Here come Arsenal again. Mesut Ozil midway inside the Newcastle half. Left-hand side under pressure from Isaac Hayden. He's forced back when Doozy 10 yards behind him. And Arsenal come back to the halfway line now with Mustafi. Look at Unai Emery way out of his technical area, trying to get as close to the action as he can to feed on these instructions. He wants his team to play with a higher tempo, but they're going to have to fall back now because Rondon has won a free kick on the halfway line.
Yeah, and that was an odd one. I actually thought Mustafi won the ball. It just gives Newcastle a little bit of breathing space now. They can regroup, get the breath, because it has all been Arsenal in terms of possession, territory. Newcastle do what Newcastle do very well, hanging on in there.
So 0-0, and Newcastle have actually kept more clean sheets this season than their league position would suggest. If they don't concede this evening, it would be a 10th Premier League clean sheet of the campaign, and nobody outside of the top 6 has been able to match that. Long ball played forward. Rondon allowed it to bounce, and it bounced away from him and went through to Bernd Leno. Rondon needed to take a touch.
Well, he did, and you're quite right. I just don't understand why he allowed it to bounce. He was onside, makes a run in between Socrates. He could have taken the touch. It was within range, and that's a chance missed for Newcastle.
It was Monreal who played him onside. The others had pushed up. Monreal was lagging a bit behind it, and Rondon wasn't able to take advantage. It's an evening that so far suggests Newcastle are not going to get a lot of chances. They need to take what they get.
He's not thinking clearly there, Connor, because the ball was always going to race away, and it wouldn't have been an easy touch. Surely it was worth the risk.
Solomon Rondon, Newcastle's top scorer this season, 9 Premier League goals, one of the cup competitions. And still a bit of question as to whether he's going to stay and make his move from West Brom permanent. Mesut Ozil under pressure from Diame, forced to retreat, and he gives it back to the German Shukran Mustafi. So 0-0 between Arsenal and Newcastle this Monday night here on 5 Live. Mesut Ozil across the halfway line to Monreal. Apart from the disallowed goal, Dubravka's really not been tested this evening in the Newcastle goal. This is Guendouzi. Forward to Ramsey. That's a lovely touch. Lacazette into the penalty area. Back to Ramsey. And in off the post. And this time it counts. Aaron Ramsey on his way to Juventus in the summer. But these are the moments Arsenal fans will miss. He started that. He finished it off. Arsenal 1, Newcastle 0.
And he is going to be sorely missed. It all comes from Ramsey. Wonderful touch with the outside of his right boot. Has a little look before the ball is passed to him. Lacazette, the break of the ball. It comes back to Ramsey. He was about 12 yards out, level with the near-hand post, and he sweeps the ball left-footed in off the far post. It's a wonderful, composed finish from a player playing at the top of his game with a clear mind. He knows what he's trying to do, just about the execution, and he gets it spot on.
Arsenal 1, Newcastle 0. Arsenal needed that goal. They had been playing well. They'd had the earlier effort disallowed, but now reward for a dominant opening half an hour here, and Newcastle find themselves behind. Good finish from Ramsey, in off the base of the post after one of a real trademark Ramsey flick onto Lacazette, and he didn't just sit back and admire the he flicked it on, and then he moved into position to receive it back again.
Well, what he did is he gambled. It was a lovely little flick initially, but then he's still got a lot to do.
Here's Rondon chasing after a ball forward from Matt Ritchie. Rondon's done well up against Socrates, shoots low, and Leno puts it out for a corner. Best attack of the game from Newcastle. The game bursting into life now. Rondon using his strength and getting a shot. I don't know, was it going in? It might have hit the post, it might have hit the side netting. Leno couldn't be sure. He had to put it out for the corner.
That's what Rondon's all about. Real power, shoulder to shoulder with Socrates. I actually think it's a poor finish, and maybe he would have been better served to square the ball to Perez, who would have had a tap in. Well, he would have been better to do that. I think he made a bit of a mess of that, Rondon.
Arsenal lead 1-0. Ritchie with the corner in, it's headed straight back out towards him, and he allows it past his body, knowing it's going for another corner. And take two.
Be a worry, Connor, for Unai Emery, how easily Rondon got in that situation.
Arsenal, on the evidence of the opening half hour, missing Koscielny tonight. Ritchie plays in, better delivery this time. Header by Lejeune is too high and easily taken in the air by Bernd Leno. Ramsey's goal separates the teams. Arsenal 1, Newcastle 0. Long clearance by Leno. Iwobi after it like a sprinter, but DeAndre Yedlin's no slouch, and he gets there first, and Newcastle clear the ball away. Positive vibes around the Emirates, smiles on faces. Arsenal fans believing they're going third tonight. They're going ahead of Manchester United, going ahead of Tottenham. That'll go down well in this part of North London. And Tottenham, who are, moving into the new stadium very, very soon. Could they be behind Arsenal when they do? Lacazette with another one of those flicks, bringing Kolasinac into play down the left-hand side. Newcastle with plenty of defenders back there, and Lejeune shepherds it out, and that is a goal kick.
Full of confidence, flicks and tricks. I think they, just about deserve it, Arsenal, in terms of the way they have dominated. They're a hungry Arsenal. Again, though, I bet the Arsenal fans, they just can't believe it. The end of tonight, it stays the same. They get the 3 points. They go above their arch rivals.
This is 5 Live for the BBC. Arsenal leading Newcastle by a goal to nil here. MPs are now voting on the possible next steps for Brexit as they try to break the deadlock in Parliament. Phil Williams will follow at 10 o'clock with all the details of that. And we're concentrating on the football for now. So, Newcastle 1-0 down. Rafa Benitez, who never won a league game as a visiting coach at the old Highbury, hasn't won at this stadium. And a familiar feeling for him to find himself 1-0 down. I think had Cardiff won yesterday, and considering that they were 1-0 up right to the death of that game, this would be quite nervy now for Newcastle. They'd be thinking, we're going to lose here. Cardiff are not that far behind, and they could be dragged back into it. But it feels relaxed. It feels like even if they lose tonight, Newcastle are going to be okay. Yeah, and I think, too many teams between Newcastle and the bottom, and I think they have too much quality. I really do. Almiron, giving them a different dimension. They've had one or two opportunities this evening. They just haven't been clinical enough in the big moments. Arsenal leading 1-0 at home. They have picked up twice as many points at home this season as they have away. Guendouzi onto Mesut Ozil in the centre circle, just shimmies away from Almiron and gives it back to Mustafi on the right hand side. Mustafi goes long, not a good ball though. Lacazette has to run a mile over in the other direction to try and get that, and Yedlin gets there out of him. Poor clearance though by Yedlin. Straight to Kolasinac. Arsenal on the attack, crossing position left hand side. He's level with the edge of the penalty area. Rolls it back to Monreal, into the midfield to Guendouzi. Midway inside the Newcastle half, and 10 men behind the ball for the visitors as Ramsey lays it back to Iwobi. Good hard work by Hayden there to try and hold Arsenal up, but all he could do is force them back. He can't win the ball off them. Mesut Ozil, that was Monreal who slipped as he plays the ball forward. Arsenal are going to retreat back to the halfway line again, and Newcastle chase them out. But once again, when Newcastle win the ball back, they can't get up the pitch. Bobby tries to thread one through. His intended target there was Maitland-Niles. Both wing-backs are coming forward increasingly here now. They're taking extra chances. Maitland-Niles and Kolasinac, they've got the 1-goal lead, so they're ready to relinquish some of the defensive responsibility. Newcastle trying to play their way out for the back here. Hayden jinks it forward, controlled by Almiron. Neat and tidy down to Diame, and then he whips it out to the right-hand side to DeAndre Yedlin, the American international. But look how hard Newcastle have to work here, and they still don't get over the halfway line. That's right, they just can't make 3 or 4 passes when they get in possession. That's all down to Arsenal. Almiron, poor ball, doesn't pick out Hayden. Arsenal get it back again. Unai Emery remains very animated down there. He's bouncing his arms up and down. But, a mistake at the back by Mustafi. Mustafi has looked the weak link at the back for Arsenal. He gave a ball to Socrates that was very nearly intercepted. Well, it was intercepted, but very nearly intercepted to get into a shooting position. As it is, Newcastle get a throw. Well, defending is all about decision making. There's a terrible
decision in the first place.
Dummett swings it in from the left-hand side. Mustafi with a better interaction there as he heads the ball away, and then Lascelles wins the chase against Lacazette, and Lacazette pushed him. So that's going to be a free kick to Newcastle, 15 yards inside their own half. 1-0 to Arsenal. Aaron Ramsey's goal after half an hour.
That was a lovely finish. Good foot race at Lascelles and Lacazette. Lascelles showing good burst himself, but the weak link for Arsenal is Mustafi. One or two occasions, a couple of poor passes, and he has been caught out. Can Newcastle exploit that right-hand side?
Yeah, both those players Chris mentioned have been changes into the team tonight. Lascelles back as the only change for Newcastle from their last game, the 2-2 draw against Bournemouth. He's solidifying things at the back for Newcastle, whereas Mustafi, who's come in for the injured Koscielny, has not looked comfortable playing on the right-hand side of that back three, and he doesn't look the player his CV suggests. You know, this is a German World Cup winner, but he looks nervous every time he's in possession. Here is Iwobi onto the left-hand side, and Kolasinac just outside the penalty area, back into Lacazette. Good defending by Lascelles, and he clears it away. Arsenal come again. Iwobi, left-hand side, low ball this time, into the feet of Lacazette, tries to turn Dummett, he's on the penalty spot, shuffles it back to Ramsey. Ramsey shoots, nearly sits up in front of Lacazette, does sit up in front of Ozil. Ozil's cross, Kolasinac is offside. Header is saved anyway by Dubravka, but it wouldn't have counted, the flag was up.
Just how good was Dummett there defending? Didn't dive in against Lacazette, who's so good when he gets the ball back to goal with his feet, twists and turns, he stayed on his feet and saw it out for Newcastle.
Good game this, good tempo, 7 minutes to go to half-time. Arsenal leading 1-0. Guendouzi with a surge forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Outside him, Kolasinac on the left-hand side, gives it low to Iwobi. Well, they've conceded once, but Newcastle are defending well considering the amount of pressure they've been put under. Guendouzi back out to Iwobi, right up against the sideline. Low ball to the feet of Mesut Ozil, who tries a first time back heel that doesn't quite come off, but Arsenal do hold on to possession. Ramsey has it, middle of the midfield. Turns one way, back the other, gives it short to Guendouzi. Arsenal slowing down the tempo here, holding on to possession and working it back to Socrates in the centre circle.
Newcastle are just camped. Every time they get the ball, it's Arsenal picking it up. Newcastle overturning possession. It's wave after wave.
Here they come again. Iwobi on the edge of the penalty area. Good ball out to Kolasinac. Low cross, which Ozil, I think, got a glancing touch to, but nothing firmer than that. And it runs through to the arms of the goalkeeper, Dubravka. But slick again from Arsenal. These 1-2s, these triangular passes. They're getting to the byline. They're producing crosses, and they continue to look dangerous.
Just couldn't get on the end of that, Ozil, but a lovely over. Let it run through his body. Good bit of interplay with Iwobi. They're looking very, very slick, Arsenal.
Arsenal scoring first here tonight, and the last 38 Premier League games back over all of this season and all the way to the start of last season. Whenever Arsenal have scored the first goal in a league game at the Emirates, they have never then ended up losing the game. Ramsey's goal has them in front here tonight, having already put the ball in the net, the Welshman, but having a previous effort disallowed due to a foul by Socrates. 5 minutes to half-time. Newcastle have had that one chance when Rondon's shot was saved out for a corner by Leno, but other than that, there's been no clear-cut opportunities. There's certainly no shots on target for the visitors. Ramsey has it in the midfield under pressure from Diame. Mustafi now will send one forward, poor ball straight to Dummett, and the Welshman clears it out for a throw. Paul Dummett, who played against Trinidad and Tobago in the friendly during the international break for Ryan Giggs. Socrates turns under pressure from Rondon and gives it all the way back to Bernd Leno as well. How much of Arsenal's improvement this season, Chris, do you put down to Leno again? Mustafi's poor back pass, by the way.
He's one of those players where the opposition shout, let him have it, let him have it.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you a question about Leno because there was no danger there at all, but Mustafi created danger where none existed.
Well, there was danger when he gave it to Mustafi.
Deary me. But Bernd Leno, coming in for Petr Cech, who has obviously been a Premier League legend, trademark, but has Leno given them a new solidity at the back?
Yeah, I think he has actually. And, spent a lot of money on him, didn't they, Leno? And it took a while for him to find his feet. I think he's done it pretty well now. and he's the trusted one.
Arsenal, who are away to Everton on Sunday, then they've got that Europa League quarter-final next week against Napoli, followed by a trip for Watford. They don't get another home league game for 3 weeks. Arsenal, they'll want to make this one count tonight. They lead 1-0. We're almost at half-time. Maitland-Niles' possession on the right-hand side of midfield. Comes inside of Ritchie, then back outside him again. It's good work from Maitland-Niles into Lacazette. Gets a second bite of the cherry. Gives it out to the left. Kolasinac tried to give it back into the middle again, and it was sort of too many cooks spoil the broth. But Maitland-Niles did some lovely touches there. Here come Newcastle. Almiron, good recovery by Socrates. Tackles Almiron, cuts out his ball forward, and Arsenal win back possession again.
Yeah, it was an opportunity for Newcastle, 2-on-2. Socrates did really well, stayed on his feet, made the interception.
Mustafi gives it away again. Not having a popular first half for the Arsenal fans. You can hear the odd shout out of displeasure about him. Cross on the right by DeAndre Yedlin is poor. Guendouzi is strong on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area, and Kolasinac is able to clear the ball away. Arsenal lead Newcastle 1-0. 5 line for the BBC. Guendouzi tripped by Ayoze Perez. Free kick to the home side, and a chance for them to get it back down into the Arsenal half once again. So Unai Emery will be pleased. His team arguably should be 2 up. Ramsey goal disallowed in somewhat controversial circumstances, but second goal has been good. They've been plugging away, and at the moment it looks far more likely that Arsenal would get a second goal of the night rather than a Newcastle equaliser, but you never know.
And at 1-0 Newcastle.
Long ball, Guendouzi looking for Lacazette, and Ritchie wins it in the air. So Matt Ritchie, left-hand side, bringing it out of defence, confidently taking on Maitland-Niles. Turns back in field on himself again and gives it short to Almiron. Almiron runs into Mustafi. The referee says it's a foul. Foul by Mustafi on Almiron. Free kick to Newcastle in the Arsenal half.
Yeah, really good feet on this left-hand touchline. Almiron draws the foul. We've got an opportunity to put this ball in. Marcel's gone forward.
Minute to go in the first half, plus the stoppages. Newcastle would love to just nick one before the break here. That would put a whole new complexion on the game. Can't really say they deserve it. Header in from the far side was by Lejeune. I think some Arsenal fans thought he was fouling, or maybe that he was offside. Hayden gives it away in the midfield. Guendouzi up to Kolasinac now. Counter-attacking opportunity. 5 up in attack here for Arsenal. Played too far though in front of Ramsey. And Kolasinac holds his hands in his face, and he knows he should have done better there. What a chance.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was the easiest pass. Not a lot of room to hit, and I think Lascelles had got back, just overweighted the pass. Kolasinac.
Ozil gets it on the halfway line. A little back heel, and that is classic Mesut Ozil there. Brilliant, ingenious back heel, and Arsenal send it over to the left-hand side. Kolasinac has seen so much of the ball, poor though, in towards Iwobi, and it's cut out. And then there's 2 fouls in quick succession on Newcastle players, and Newcastle are going to get a free kick here as we prepare to enter stoppages at the end of the first half, of which Arsenal lead by 1-0.
Yeah, they've had a good tempo about them, Arsenal, in this first half. They slowed it down at times.
1 minute being added on for the stoppages. Still hoping that this will be a 10th consecutive home Premier League win, something the club haven't done in 20 years. And they certainly sum up the improvements made under Unai Emery. Arsenal look for a Champions League spot. Are they going third tonight? Are they moving ahead of Manchester United and Tottenham? Another back heel. Iwobi to Kolasinac, into Ramsey. This is good. Mesut Ozil! Out comes the goalkeeper. Ozil rolls it back. Now Lacazette turns, shoots, saved on the line dramatically by Ritchie. What a save on the goal line. The goalkeeper out of the equation. That's just brilliant football. Brilliant to watch, attacking and defending. Super passage of play.
Absolutely brilliant from Arsenal. The movement, the slickness of the passing, but what about the defending? Lacazette on the swivel, on the penalty spot, hammers a shot. Ritchie off the line.
He does hammer it, doesn't he? You know, sometimes goal line clearances, it's just been dribbled in or trickled in. Whistle goes for half time. That was a full pelt on the volley. Lacazette and Richie got in on the goal line and was able to head it away. So 1-0 at half-time. Arsenal fans are satisfied. They have dominated the attacking in this game. They lead 1-0, and Newcastle have a big job on their hands, Chris Sutton, to get back in this in the second half.
How big a moment could that be? The clearance off the line from Richie right on half-time. Arsenal have been scintillating in the first half, deserved the lead. Ramsey been really influential, but Newcastle still in it.
Yeah, still in it, and I think the thing that gives them the chance, Mark Chapman, is the way Mustafi is playing. He's got a mistake in him tonight, and Arsenal lead Newcastle 1-0. Yeah, thanks, Chapman's back underway. No changes in personnel at half-time here at the Emirates. Newcastle 1-0 down. Arsenal, as things stand, are going to move ahead of Manchester United, ahead of Tottenham, and up to third in the Premier League. And when you consider that Arsenal were 10 points behind Tottenham at the start of February, it's been some turnaround. There'll be much analysis made. I think if it stays like this in the newspapers tomorrow, if Arsenal are being printed in third place of the table, there'll be much analysis. Is it that Arsenal have done really well, or is it that have Tottenham bottled it, and have they fumbled their opportunity? But it's an intriguing twist to this end of the season now, and the shake-up for who's going to get into Champions League football next season. For so long we've sort of known the title race is a two-horse race, but big race to get those top four spots now, with Chelsea winning yesterday and remaining in the hunt as well. And of course the resurgent Manchester United will want to be involved in the mix too. Right, start of the second half. Newcastle are going hell for leather, guns blazing, and Matt Ritchie trying to get onto it in the penalty area, but Brent Leno comes out and saves for Arsenal.
Yeah, and guess who nearly gave it away again? Mustafi.
We're being a little bit cruel to Mustafi, but I'm sorry to say he deserves it. The Arsenal fans, whenever he gets the ball, you can just feel them squirm. They just want to see it get away from him comfortably. Mustafi, who's on the ball now, one of the three changes in the Arsenal team tonight, replacing the injured Koscielny, who's not even on the bench. Free kick given for a foul on Mesut Ozil. Free kick to Arsenal midway inside the Newcastle half. Thousands of Arsenal fans still making their way back in from the half-time concessions. And it is remarkable, actually, compared to other stadiums, how, we're used to it in the sort of corporate areas. People are laid back for the second half. The food in the concourses must be amazing, because everyone at Arsenal goes and enjoys it at half-time, and they're laid back out for the second half. And Wobie heads into the penalty area here. Dummett heads it away. Ozil tries to send it back into the mix, but Newcastle should be able to clear here. I'll give you a rundown of the teams in full again once we get a break in play. Jose Perez has done well here, surrounded by opponents. He's found a bit of space, and he eventually gets the ball out to Ritchie on the left-hand side. Now Almiron, chance to run at the Arsenal defence. Here he is, cutting in off the left wing. Low cross, and the often scored Mustafi did well there. Charging back to the edge of his own 6-yard box, he puts it out for a throw.
Yeah, but you still feel there's something in this for Newcastle. Talked about the importance, or maybe the importance, of that Ritchie block on the line, the last action of the first half, but it's half an opportunity that Almiron's got that pace down the left-hand side. Good ball in, but well defended from Arsenal.
And the Arsenal goal tonight scored by Aaron Ramsey. And just look at the stats. That is now 20 different Premier League clubs that Aaron Ramsey has scored against in his Premier League career. Off to Juventus in the summer, as a Newcastle cross comes into the middle, and Perez isn't able to get up high enough, and Iwobi should clear away. And, the crazy money being paid on transfer fees these days. Are Arsenal in the future going to regret not paying more money in wages for Aaron Ramsey and keeping him at the club? Yes. A guy who still has so much football left to play in his career at his age.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen his influence in an Arsenal shirt. I mean, how much is it going to cost to replace him? Can they replace him? Such a key man, key player over the years. He's going to be sorely missed, isn't he?
And I know, Chris, you've a strong opinion on the Declan Rice thing, and what if they bring him for footballing reasons? For footballing reasons, no matter what Arsenal would pay him, was he going to want to go and play with Juventus?
No, I think that's a fair point. But Unai Emery, wants to challenge at Arsenal, but you can't argue with to the club he's going to. Arguably one of the strongest teams in European football. So he has ambition. It's a pity Arsenal didn't match his ambition.
28 years of age, Aaron Ramsey at his peak. And the goal scorer tonight, he's had the ball in the net twice. First one disallowed, second one has stood. Arsenal leading Newcastle 1-0. Here is Ramsey in possession, setting off towards the corner flag on the left-hand side. Oh, that's lovely tricks from him to get it infield to Kolasinac. And Kolasinac didn't quite have the tricks up his sleeve, but enough to win a corner. Corner to Newcastle. Is it a corner or a throw? It's gone out over there. And ball boys, I think it's going to be a throw right down by the corner flag.
Out on the side, that's a throw-in.
Thanks, Chris. I'd always wondered about that. Thanks for explaining that to me. Iwobi for the throw-in from Kolasinac. Trapped in against the sideline here. He's done well actually to whip it infield, and then Ramsey gets a touch back to Monreal. I think it's safe to say Arsenal have been the better team tonight. Newcastle have defended well, been under an awful lot of pressure. But Arsenal come again, and Kolasinac out to Iwobi. Crossing position on the left-hand side. Low to Mesut Ozil. It's all short passes. They're all within 5 yards or so from Arsenal. Iwobi back to Mesut Ozil, into Ramsey, back to Monreal. At the moment, Newcastle can't get a touch. Oh, here's the wobbly, jelly eel that is Mustafi, who of course gives the ball away. I mean, he's become the pantomime villain of our commentary, but that just sums it all up. And then he does well, he wins it back again, good sliding tackle. But this lovely fluid motion, Arsenal player to Arsenal player to Arsenal player, suddenly they give it to Mustafi and it all breaks down.
Well, there's a moral there. Don't give it to Mustafi, but to his credit, he got back and made the challenge. So Maitland-Niles just gone down on the far side. That doesn't look good. And I'm no medical expert, but I think he's holding the top of his right calf, and he just gestured. The old shake of the head tells you everything you need to know.
He's not started all that much in the Premier League this season, just 7 starts before tonight for England, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. And Arsenal have got a few possibilities on the bench. Carl Jenkinson would be a ready-made solution. And just while we look at amongst the substitutes, obviously Aubameyang on there, but Denis Suarez on loan from Barcelona, who's looked good whenever he's played for it, he still hasn't started a Premier League game since arriving in January.
Yeah, I mean, you have to say there does seem to be pretty healthy competition in this Arsenal team now, and that can only be a good thing. He'll get his opportunity, I'm sure, eventually, but it's about when you get your opportunity, you have to take your chance.
A reaction to all of this evening's Brexit thrills and spills from 10 o'clock with Phil Williams here on 5 Live.
We've got more spills than thrills.
The Chris Sutton Brexit show would be one I would be a regular listener to. I think that could be something to come in the future. Maitland-Niles still receiving treatment. They've not put on a stretch or anything, but he doesn't look comfortable down there. And Jenkinson is going through a rigorous warm-up routine. And we'll have to see what's going to happen. Just a reminder, football coming up on 5 Live. Wolves against Manchester United tomorrow. We'll have full commentary of that, and full commentary on Wednesday. Manchester City against Cardiff. Neil Warnock, in the midst of all that controversy yesterday, was asked about what kind of a team he'd play at Manchester City. He said, I think I'll play the under-23s and we'll keep it down to 11-0. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Such is modern football.
He's been quite positive there.
Big week for Manchester City. They've got the FA Cup semi-final on Saturday. I'll be at Wembley for that. 5:30 kickoff. City against Brighton. Full commentary on 5 Live. Back underway here. And Ainsley Maitland-Niles is okay to continue for now. Iwobi tries to clear. Good tackle by Florian Lejeune, but Monreal comes in and ensures that Newcastle can't come on the attack. Newcastle, I mean, they're working hard. They're battling for Rafa Benitez, but they don't quite have the quality of Arsenal at the moment.
No, they don't, and clearly then, they need to be clinical when they get the chance. But I tell you what, if they hang on in there and we get into the last 15 minutes, this stadium's going to get nervy.
Yeah. Guendouzi stretching, challenged by Hayden. And Arsenal give it out to Kolasinac on the left-hand side. Over the halfway line they come. Mesut Ozil, who's been neat and tidy tonight. Back to Guendouzi, little 1-2 with Aaron Ramsey. Guendouzi changes direction, back out to Kolasinac on the left-hand side. Unai Emery pointing down the end that Arsenal are attacking, says get it up there. 1-2, Mesut Ozil to Lacazette. Here's the cross into the middle, and another header away from Matt Ritchie, who headed off the goal line in the dying seconds of the first half. Here he heads it away inside the 6-yard box and out for an Arsenal throw. Arsenal still lead 1-0 on 5 Live. Kolasinac has it by the byline. Left-hand side as Arsenal comes forward. Gives it back to Iwobi. Comes in field. First touch by Mesut Ozil is to Aaron Ramsey. Arsenal have looked good at patches tonight, you got to say. Kolasinac makes a burst into the penalty area now. DeAndre Yedlin has to turn. Low ball in. Dubravka does well to save low at the feet of Lacazette.
There's a good driving run. Kolasinac down the left-hand side, but some of Arsenal's play, the little overs. The interplay there between Lacazette and Ozil not far away. It's been a joy to watch. Dubravka smart on his near post there.
Diame jumping with Ramsey, but Ramsey comes away with possession for Arsenal. Great first touch by Mesut Ozil. 1-2 at Lacazette. Ozil beginning to exert his dominance in this game. Now he's becoming a more prominent figure in it. Arsenal win a throw-in down the left-hand side. There's no respite for Newcastle. There's no moment where you feel, right, they're getting a breather here. They can think about what they're going to do. Everything is rushed, and Arsenal are imposing that on them. 10 minutes played in the second half.
I think that was pretty much to be expected, but it's just about hanging on in there, staying in it, gutsing it out.
Newcastle, who if they win tonight would go 10 points clear of the relegation zone, and we'd all be saying they're definitely safe. Iwobi, nutmeg on Lejeune, but can't collect it at the other side. And Lejeune sliding out but won't keep it in play, and Arsenal will remain on the attack here. They've got a throw in on the left. So we've such a busy start to the second half. I'm not giving you the full rundown of the teams. Arsenal, Leto in goal, 3 central defenders, Mustafi, Socrates and Monreal, Maitland-Niles right wing back, Kolasinac left wing back, Guendouzi and Ramsey in the middle, Ozil and Iwobi supporting Lacazette up front. For Newcastle, similar formation, Dubravka in goal, 3 central defenders, Lejeune, Lascelles, Dummett, the wing-backs Yedlin and Ritchie, in midfield Diame and Hayden, with Almiron and Perez in support of Salomon Rondon, who had 1 shot on target in the first half, but that is as close as he has got, Newcastle's top scorer. Arsenal's throw-in is to Lacazette, who's by the byline left-hand side, and he thinks he's done enough to win a corner, but Anthony Taylor says no, says last touch came off the Frenchman. It's not going to be a corner, it's a goal kick to Newcastle.
Well, you can normally tell by the player's reaction, unless he's a good actor. Lacazette, Anthony Taylor makes the call. I wasn't so sure myself.
Arsenal, who went for a warm weather training camp in Dubai through the international break for the players who weren't away with their country. They played a friendly as well last Tuesday against Al Nazar, local team there. But they look sharp tonight. They look fit, albeit without Koscielny, who's absent because of injury. We're told it's a groin problem. Bruised left foot for Koscielny. For Xhaka, it's a groin problem. Kolasinac tries to play it forward to Iwobi, well cut out by Lejeune. Newcastle clear it away. Newcastle still trailing 1-0. Jose Perez, strong challenge on Guendouzi, but the referee says it's fair. A few groans and moans from the Arsenal fans, but Arsenal do get it back again. Guendouzi, the big bush of hair, onto Mesut Ozil, push to the back on Ozil, but the referee again says play on.
Well, I think that should have been a free kick to Ozil. He tried to slide the ball through to Iwobi, but there was a push after it.
Kolasinac over the top, Mesut Ozil chases, but it runs through to Martin Dubravka. It's been a good game. There's been a lot of action. Albeit just the 1 goal.
I think Arsenal's tempo to the passing to the play has been very, very good, and they've always had those runners in behind, haven't they?
Now Almiron goes in on Monreal. Now the referee gives not just a free kick to Newcastle, he's going to show a yellow card to the Spaniard. Monreal goes in the book, and Arsenal fans are incensed. That's 3 decisions in a row that have gone against them, and they feel hard done by with all of them. We've got the benefit of a replay. Is that reckless from Monreal?
I think that's harsh. The issue is when you lunge, you give the referee a decision to make. He actually wins the ball with the outside of his boot. I don't think he goes with his studs. I think that is really harsh. Yeah, tough for referees though, isn't it? When they see a player go to ground, you normally see some sort of card come out.
Yeah, in the old days you just said great tackle. He jumps into the tackle to win the ball, and these days you just can't do that. Arsenal getting ready to bring on Aubameyang. Here's the Newcastle free kick, played into the penalty area. Jose Perez tried to shug off Lacazette, and those two tangled a bit as the ball was in the air, but I think there'll be no further action taken.
In the old days they would have said to Monreal, you should have gone in with your studs up. A little coming together, Perez. and Lacazette, nothing in that. But it's a feisty affair, isn't it?
This ain't over yet. Half an hour to play, and Unai Emery is sufficiently concerned that he's going to make a change up front, and he's going to bring on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who's got 3 goals in his last 2 games. Scored against Manchester United, got 2 against Rennes in the Europa League. And he is going to come on. Change, we'll see Alex Iwobi leave the field. So it's back to how they were against Manchester United, with Lacazette and Aubameyang and Ozil all in the attack for Arsenal.
Yeah, and big surprise really, didn't start the game. Rumours that, Mark Chapman spread the rumour that he had a temperature. Aubameyang, now he comes on in with a shout for the top scorer again, Aubameyang, but he has been sensational this season in an Arsenal shirt.
22 goals in all competitions for Aubameyang, 17 of them in the Premier League. And he's proved to be a good signing. It's only just over a year ago they brought him in. He's been a good signing.
Old foul throw there. Don't often see that. Maitland-Niles.
So now it's a throw to Newcastle.
Yeah.
And Richie's taking it from a different position, and Arsenal fans are going apoplectic. Right, throw it is taken down to Almiron. He stumbles as he tries to release the pass. I don't think it's been a vintage display from the Paraguayan so far. He did it that journey back to South America for the international break. He's not been firing on all cylinders tonight, but talented player, and might have a trick up his sleeve between now and the end of the game.
I think he's still shown signs. He has that blistering pace. We're not going to use jet lag as an excuse, though.
Throw into Arsenal, right in front of Unai Emery. Kolasinac to take. Still the 1 goal separates them. The goal came on the half-hour mark. Aaron Ramsey. Really good build-up. Classic Arsenal goal. Tiki-taka, 1 touch, 2 touch, 1-2, back of the net. In off the post from Ramsey. As Ozil drills it across to the left-hand side, but the flag was raised anyway. And Mesut Ozil is offside.
Yeah, he's been good tonight. And you can see, I think they've patched up that relationship, Emery and Ozil. Emery saying, I'm backing you, and he should back him. He is such a talent. He's a genius with the ball at his feet. Just links the play seamlessly.
Mesut Ozil, who scored the winning goal when these sides last met in September. Socrates beats Rondon in the air. Rondon's had a quiet second half. Almiron out to Richie on the left. Newcastle have committed quite a few bodies forward here. Rafa Benitez maybe feeling that it's time to push the button a little bit here. Lascelles inside the centre circle has got a lot of options. That's disappointing. He sends it crossfield way too high over the head of DeAndre Yedlin, and out for an Arsenal throw. Rafa Benitez has got the tie loosened a bit, the top button open. As always, though, the waistcoat is fully buttoned up as he watches one hand in his pocket and a pulling motion with his hands, and he wants his midfield to get tighter here. Throw in for Arsenal.
You can feel a tension around the Emirates now. The importance of that second goal.
It's Lacazette on a run, and he's got the speed on Dummett here. Lacazette into the penalty area, left hand side. Dummett recovers well, puts it out for a corner. Lacazette says handball. He says as Dummett slid in on him that it hit the arm of the defender. Anthony Taylor was scampering to keep up with that. It was a lightning quick counter attack. Now, does it hit the arm of the defender as it goes out? It does. Now, is it intentional? That's the next question.
He's got real good pace to get in behind. I mean, that cannot be. It's not a deliberate handball in any way, shape or form. He's clutching there, Lacazette.
This time next year we'll have fun and games debating that with VAR. Here it's the referee's view at the time, and Anthony Taylor says no penalty. Corner floated in. Socrates header up and over the top. Defender's header for the man who's yet to score in the Premier League.
Oh, he got up well, just not the pace on the ball in. He gets up well, just can't direct the head at level with the near post, 6 yards out. He's frustrated, but you can't be giving them as penalties. I don't think his hand was in an unnatural position.
It's the momentum, isn't it? He's flinging himself, he's sliding along. You don't do that with your arms down by your side. It's just not. That would be an unnatural position if you slid like that with your hands right down by your waist. 1-0 to Arsenal. This is an interesting game, and the longer there's just the 1 goal between them, the more intriguing it's going to be. Newcastle will feel there's a chance of nicking an equaliser here, and that would deny Arsenal moving up into third place in the table tonight. Unai Emery is still agitated down there. He feels there's more work to be done. Isaac Hayden jumps in the midfield as well. DeAndre Yedlin shuffles it back into the middle. Lascelles out to the far side to Ritchie. Still plenty of energy. Paul bounces up onto Ritchie's head and is screaming for a handball there. That certainly wasn't intentional. And here is poor old Mustafi, who clears the ball away and out for a throw. And Newcastle fans cheering loudly every time Mustafi gets near the ball. Yeah, Newcastle preparing to make a change. Chris Sutton.
And Ramsey has gone down, and this would be a worry for Arsenal because he has been so influential. Got the crucial goal for Arsenal. He sat down near the centre circle, and that's not a good sign. Having a word with Lacazette, the physio on, but he's given the armband to Lacazette, so looks like the end for Ramsey.
Aaron Ramsey, who's had the ball at the back of the net twice in this game, one disallowed, one that has stood and separates the teams. And they're going to bring on El Neni, who played for Egypt during the international break. He's going to come on in place of Aaron Ramsey through to the end. This will cause a little bit of Twitter flurry in Turin right now, by the way. I imagine Juventus fans will be saying, hang on a minute, what's going on here? Our new signing is going off injured, but he's walking off, so that looks a good sign.
Well, it does. And could his goal be the difference? Could he have scored the goal which sees his club jump above Spurs?
And I think not that there ever would have been any doubt, but the manner that Ramsey is playing, and he knows he's leaving the club at the end of the season, he is still giving it everything. There has been no easing up from Ramsey now that we know where his future lies.
No, he's going to leave the club on a high. He's been outstanding this season. He's shown the Arsenal fans what they are going to miss.
So Mohamed El Neni, who played for Egypt against Algeria during the international break, he comes on for what is his first Premier League appearance in almost 2 months. So on in place of Ramsey, it's El Neni and Guendouzi in the middle of the midfield. Newcastle have also made a change. Key has come on in place of Isaac Hayden. This is only Key's second appearance in the Premier League since December. He's not seen much first team action in recent months either. 1-0, still a quarter of this game to go. Arsenal come on the counter-attack. The pace of Aubameyang for the first time, stretching his legs, making up huge ground. What a ball in! Lacazette beaten to it by Dubravka. That was excellent from Aubameyang.
Oh, superb pace down the right-hand side. Lascelles did well to stay up with him. It was a good ball in, but I tell you what, the keeper did well, didn't he? Read that cross, came out maybe 10-12 yards, diving and grabbed the ball away from Lascelles. Lacazette, sorry.
Socrates forward. Lacazette had made a great run into the middle. The cross was just a little bit too close to the goalkeeper. Here's a cross from Maitland-Niles from that same right-hand side, this time with two to aim for the middle. Lacazette and Aubameyang, but it's intercepted and cleared away. And here come Newcastle. They've certainly not given up. Mustafi wins it. There's almost cheers of ironic, sarcastic cheers as Mustafi comes pounding away. Predictably at the end, it's a terrible ballooned cross. And after a searching run, poor old Mustafi, who cannot catch a break, and even he's laughing about it. He's got a big smile on his face. Aubameyang is laughing about it. And I guess they can laugh while they're 1-0 up. But poor old Mustafi can't get anything right.
That was incredible. An incredible few seconds. The crowd were up applauding him. And then you can only describe that as probably the worst cross you've seen all season. Was it a cross?
But it was, the way they were applauding him was like, go on, son, you can do something right for once. This is your chance. And he ballooned it. 1-0 Arsenal. And Leno has it at the back, rolls it out to Monreal. Newcastle with a high press this time. Rondon and Jose Perez up there, and it forced a rush clearance. And Lascelles is able to head that down and picked up by Jose Perez. And a few groans from Arsenal fans now. They're laughing about Mustafi, but they won't be laughing if Newcastle grab an equaliser. DeAndre Yedlin back to Florian Lejeune, back into Lascelles. Newcastle trying to build a tempo, and I still think they've got to get Almiron into the game a little bit more. He's out of that left wing. Here's a ball, but too far in front of him, and Mustafi does make the interception and puts it out for a throw.
You still sense, though, now, this stadium getting a bit nervy, still behind their team. I don't think this is going to finish 1-0. There's maybe another goal, certainly another goal or two in this game, because Arsenal have got that real pace now up top, that twin strike force, Aubameyang and Lacazette.
Here is El Neni in the middle of the midfield on as a replacement for the injured Ramsey. Poor pass, groans around the Emirates as he gives it straight to Matt Ritchie. Newcastle will build out a defence on the left-hand side. Ritchie held up by Maitland-Niles, passes it back into the middle. Lascelles, Arsenal are pushed right up. They're not dropping deep and allowing Newcastle onto them. They're trying to remain on the attack even when Newcastle have possession. Kolasinac makes a good interception on the left. Monreal has it now, fouled by DeAndre Yedlin. Rafa Benitez can't believe it. He's been taunted by Arsenal fans. But it is a free kick for the foul on Monreal and a free kick to Arsenal. They'll take their time over it a little bit now.
Yeah, I think it was a foul though. The shove in the back of Monreal. He goes down theatrically. You see Unai Emery animated in his technical area. Needs to see this one through.
Won a lot of silverware in Spain with Seville. Won a lot of silverware in Paris with Paris Saint-Germain. 7 different trophies. And this is his first season with Arsenal. Can he get them in the top 4? Ozil, fouled by Lejeune, free kick Arsenal. They want a card shown.
Well, I think it was Yedlin who came off his feet. I think he's very lucky to get away with that. He goes 2-footed and he doesn't really make contact. Well, I think that's a very poor challenge, Connor.
No card shown though. Free kick to Arsenal, left-hand side, midway into Newcastle territory. It's tense around here. Look at all these Arsenal fans in front of us. They're all standing up. They don't want to sit down. Ozil prepares to take the free kick. Anthony Taylor needs eyes in the back of his head. There's all sorts of pushing and shoving in the middle. Oh, Guendouzi caught in position. Ozil rolled it short to Guendouzi. And then when Lacazette won it back again off Almiron, he's whistled for a free kick, and the Arsenal fans incensed again about that.
Yeah, they're feeling a little bit hard done by at the moment. There's so much at stake now, and into the last 20-odd minutes.
There's been a yellow card shown to Kolasinac, and I'm not sure, and I think it's dissent, because he was involved in a tackle. It must have been something he said to the referee. We'll try and confirm that, but that's what we think. 18 minutes to go. If you're just tuning away in 5 Live, very entertaining game tonight. 1-0 Arsenal. Goal scorer Aaron Ramsey's got off injured. And Newcastle just doing enough here to unsettle Arsenal into feeling this isn't a game they can cruise through to the 90 minutes. They're going to have to roll up their sleeves and fight for this win now. Monreal out to Kolasinac, left-hand side, under pressure from DeAndre Yedlin, goes around him with ease though, and then he shrugs off by Jose Perez, but Key wins it back for Newcastle. Good work from the Newcastle midfield. Key to Diame. Great tackle by Guendouzi to win it back for Arsenal. Ozil in front of Aubameyang. Saved by Dubravka. First time in the game that Aubameyang's been put through into a shooting position. And Dubravka makes the save. Arsenal come again. Super pass from Mesut Ozil to set up that chance.
That's what we have to talk about. The pass. What a cultured left foot. Just feeding the ball effortlessly through to Aubameyang, allowed him to come onto it. First time, lashed a shot. Good save by Dubravka at his near post.
And Guendouzi did so well to win the ball in the first place there. Arsenal preparing to make another change. They're about to bring on another attacker. But Maitland-Niles has possession on the far side. Back into the middle of the midfield to Guendouzi. Arsenal playing from right to left as we look down, leading 1-0. Guendouzi back out to Maitland-Niles. 10 men behind the ball for Newcastle. Only Rondon up top. Monreal has it now. Short to El Neni. El Neni back to Guendouzi. Key trying to put him under pressure. Now Lacazette, 10 yards outside the Newcastle penalty area. Kolasinac has it on the left. Back to Monreal. It's all been played at a very fast pace, and even though Arsenal are retreating, they're doing so quickly, and now they try and push over looking for space on the right-hand side. Mustafi, now come on Mustafi, give us a good pass. No, he just does a really short one. Doesn't want to try anything high risk. Short to El Neni.
You have to credit Newcastle as well, how hard they're working out of possession just to stay in this tie. Stay in the game, get the chance, give me one chance.
Quarter of an hour to play. Kennedy is the man being prepared to come on, still unknown from Chelsea. Can he do his parent club a favour here, and can he inspire Newcastle to take points off Arsenal, which could help Chelsea ultimately in their bid to get in the top 4. The change is going to see Matt Ritchie, who's been the left wing back, come off, and Kennedy is going to come on. So how are they going to work this? They've got Kennedy and Almiron, who will both want to play on the left-hand side of attack. Maybe Almiron moves into the 10 position, but either way, it looks like Newcastle are going to go 4 at the back and try and get more bodies up the field.
Yeah, it'll be interesting when Kennedy goes and plays. He's actually running over.
Yeah, as if he's just going to play left wing back.
Like for like.
Let's keep an eye on it.
It's a positive substitution. Fresh legs. We know he's a talented player on his day, Kennedy.
Just the one Premier League goal this season for the Brazilian. Newcastle need a goal here, or they are leaving London empty-handed on this Monday night for the long trip back up to the northeast. Yedlin has possession. Arsenal are about to make another change. There's a flurry of activity down in the technical area. As Denis Suarez is going to come on. Long ball played forward. Flag is raised. And Arsenal get possession.
It is the start of British summertime, and Kennedy has gone on with gloves on.
Short sleeves and gloves.
Why short sleeves?
I get that though. You don't have any.
I don't.
Now, obviously, look, you're an athlete and you've no flab anywhere, Chris. But for us mere mortals, you've no flab. You've no sort of flab, on your fingers. You know, your fingers don't have any fat on them, so you're going to get cold. Whereas your arms, some of us have bingo wings. Therefore, you've got a natural insulation. I don't get this criticism of short sleeves and gloves. I don't get.
I think you've answered that very well.
Thank you. I kind of made it up as I went along. I was in Brighton on Saturday. People were wearing sun cream. It was 20 degrees. Here is Deandre Yedlin. Back pass to Dubravka. Did well to get there ahead of Kolasinac. And the ball is cleared away by the Slovakian goalkeeper and out for a throw. So here comes the latest change. Newcastle again, and again attack-minded. And Muto's going to come on, the Japanese player. He's not played much. He was away in the Asian Cup. Perez goes off. He's worked hard tonight. And on comes Yashinori Muto. Can he come up with the late equaliser here? So they brought on Kennedy and Key and Muto as Newcastle look to get away back into this game. Muto straight into action, winning the ball off Aubameyang, but Rondon can't make it stick. Rondon looks tired to me. He's done a lot of hard running tonight. Socrates clears it long down the field, but that's just giving possession back to Dubravka. 13 minutes to go, 1-0 Arsenal. Yeah,
Socrates has handled Rondon pretty well. It's been a good physical battle, that one. I think Rondon will be slightly disappointed with his hold-up play tonight.
Mesut Ozil, he's had a good game. Onto Guendouzi, heavy touch. Lascelles wins it back for Newcastle. This is Yedlin, short to Rondon, just inside his own half. Back to Yedlin now. Here they'll try to exploit the pace of Muto. Down the right-hand side, Socrates comes out leaning into it. Monreal is there as well. Japanese player's done very well. Holds it up by the corner flag. Spins back at himself into a bit of space.
He needs some help.
Yeah, he does need some help. He's all on his own here. And Monreal, I mean, you can't hold on to it that long. Monreal tackles him. Diame wins it back again. Gives it to Muto once more. Monreal tackles him again. And then Deandre Yedlin is frustrated because his lack of concentration, he doesn't control it, and Newcastle give it out cheaply for an Arsenal throw.
Yeah, it's good defending though. Socrates and Monreal, the intensity of Arsenal's defending from the front has been very, very good tonight. There's a desire in this Arsenal team. 12
minutes to go. I'll wager that each team is going to get one big chance before the end. Who's going to take it? Will Arsenal win this 2-0? Will Newcastle get it back to 1-1? Or will it stay as it is, 1-0 to Unai Emery's team? Here comes Lacazette, down the right-hand side, crosses too high, over the top of Aubameyang, who's going to run out and he'll keep it in play here. Newcastle's defence hesitated. I think they thought it was going out. Aubameyang has kept it in, crosses into the middle, held onto by Martin Dubravka, and immediately he bowls it out low to Kennedy. Oh, Kennedy's first touch is terrible, and he's lucky to win it back again off Guendouzi. That was a classic, less haste, more speed for our Newcastle. Kennedy, well, he's made the most of it, I'll tell you that. He's charged down the other end, challenged by Mustafi, and it goes out for a Newcastle throw. Newcastle on the attack in front of their supporters.
Mustafi did well there, actually dragged it out into that wide area, kept the pace with Kennedy, defended strongly. Newcastle throw in.
More live football tomorrow night on 5 Live. We're at Molineux. Wolves against Manchester United, full commentary. On Wednesday we'll be at the Etihad, Manchester City against Cardiff. We're reaching the business end of the football season. There's going to be lots of thrills and spills to come as a cross in from the left from Diame is put out for. Now, did it go for a throw or a corner? The officials say a throw in. It looked like it might have bent out behind the goal line and come back out again, but he says throw in, which Kennedy takes quickly to Diame by the byline, just inside the penalty area. He's not been able to hold on to it. Maitland-Niles clears away, but Arsenal are deep. They're as deep as they've been in the game. And Lascelles powers a pass over to the near touchline, controlled by DeAndre Yedlin. Now Rondon has it in the penalty area, trying to get it onto his left foot. Sits up in front of Key, who shoots but too high and into the Arsenal fans behind the goal.
Really good from Newcastle. Wonderful ball, crossfield ball from Lascelles to Yedlin, who takes a good first touch into Rondon, tries a little step over, and it pops out to Key. 23, 24 yards out. Careful with the right hand post. He's trying to feed it in to Leno's near post. He's not far away.
Key Sung-Young, who's still waiting for his first goal in a Newcastle shirt. He was certainly entitled to have a goal there as we slip into the final 10 minutes of regulation time. Free header for Lascelles near the halfway line. Arsenal fans around us concerned that nobody was challenging him, yet they are getting nervy, the Arsenal fans. It's 1-0, but it feels a narrow 1-0 lead. Here comes Rondon, using his weight to barrel Socrates out of the way. Now, who's he got with him? He's been forced out to the left-hand side, Rondon. Support from Kennedy. Back to Rondon again. Here comes a cross. Kolasinac with an important header on the edge of the penalty area because Yedlin was in behind him. Mesut Ozil battling for it. Under pressure from Diame. Ozil does well. Back to Monreal. Arsenal clenched fists now, trying to see this through. They still lead 1-0. Here comes El Neni over the halfway line. Pushes it in front of Aubameyang. Look at Lascelles, the ground he's making up. Keeps level with Aubameyang, but Aubameyang does get there first. Now, this is El Neni, edge of the penalty area. Kolasinac arriving like a train. Muta's got to be careful. Can't tackle him in the penalty area. Doesn't want to give away a spot kick. This is Guendouzi, just outside the box. It's a poor ball. It's behind El Neni, and that forces Arsenal back. Everyone on their feet around here. Monreal comes forward. Key leans into him. Doesn't foul him. Arsenal fans aren't happy.
Absolutely wasn't a foul. Monreal trying to buy the free kick.
Arsenal get it back again. Maitland-Niles feels like the latter stages of a knockout tie this. They're both going for it hammer and tongs. Kolasinac has it on the left-hand side. Arsenal are trying to make a late change here. They want to bring on Mkhitaryan. El Neni short into the midfield for Guendouzi. Really good atmosphere inside the Emirates as the Arsenal fans sing in support of their team. Oh, Lascelles hesitates. Lascelles, he's in! Lacazette scores! 2-0 Arsenal! No doubt about it now! They're moving above Manchester United. They're moving above Tottenham. Arsenal are going to go third tonight. Lascelles takes a hesitation and Lacazette punishes him. Super goal, 2-0.
Yeah, Lascelles has been brilliant tonight for Newcastle, but he hesitates. But as that twin striker pairing, Lacazette into Aubameyang, who heads the ball in behind. And I tell you, Lacazette has looked very, very sharp all evening. He's onto it. Dubravka commits. Lacazette just has to stay composed. And it's a wonderful finish with the outside of his right boot. And Arsenal are going above Spurs into third place. It's a lovely finish from a player who's been on top of his game all evening.
Excellent goal from Lacazette, his 15th for Arsenal in all competitions this season. And Arsenal making a change now with Mesut Ozil going off for these closing minutes. And if anything wants to sum up the change in mood over the last 12 months or so at the Emirates, look at this. Standing ovation for Mesut Ozil, who's been a controversial figure for long periods of this club, but he's put in a good shift tonight. Mkhitaryan comes on to see it out.
Yeah, he has. Ozil has knitted everything together. I mean, he is a joy to watch. You pay your money to watch a player of his talent. Ridiculous shot from the kickoff from Newcastle. But they've been good. They've got their belief back, Arsenal. You feel it, you sense it in the stadium. Yes, nervy at 1-0. But when you look at the attacking talent they have at this club, they can put Aubameyang on the bench, bring him on. And they've worked so well together all season, haven't they? Lacazette, Aubameyang, what a pairing.
It's set to be another defeat on the road for Newcastle. Rafa Benitez, who's been an active figure in the technical area all evening, has gone and sat down. Air of resignation about him. They ain't coming back for this. Lacazette in front of Kolasinac. Arsenal want a third. Low cross in. Lascelles doesn't deal with it fully. Guendouzi been urged to shoot by Arsenal fans, but he's got a calm head on young shoulders, and he thinks, let's just keep possession here. Let's just frustrate Newcastle and run the clock down. Just over 5 minutes of normal time to play. Ramsey in the first half. Lacazette right at the death here. 2-0 Arsenal. And they're going third tonight in the Premier League, and it's going to be interesting to see how Tottenham and Manchester United and Chelsea all respond to this. Now, this battle for the top 4 is going to be very tasty indeed. Lacazette to Maitland-Niles, acceleration. Aubameyang stretches and can't get there. Edge of the 6-yard box. Any touch at all, it would have been 3-0. He stretched, he couldn't reach, and it goes out of play, I think, for a corner.
Arsenal in full flow, and once again, Lacazette's link-up, underrated for me. Good little ball round the corner, and Aubameyang, even with his pace, can't quite get on the end of the cross.
Well, if we all accept that Manchester City and Liverpool have been head and shoulders far and away the best teams in the country this season, Arsenal fans will be very pleased that they're best of the rest. Fumble by Dubravka! What's he done? Oh, it's going to be disallowed. Dubravka appeared to have punched the ball into his own net, but it's disallowed. He was fouled by Lacazette as the two of them went for it from the corner. We've got the action replay here. Lacazette in front of the goalkeeper, and he's
how has that not stood? There's not enough in that. Keepers are a protected species, aren't they? That's just wrong.
Yeah, any touch at all. Dubravka relieved, it's disallowed. Here is Lacazette again. Arsenal threatening to run riot now. Newcastle know the game is over. It's been a brilliant second half. I've really enjoyed it. Newcastle's belief was there all the way through, but that Lacazette goal has ended that belief, and they know they're not going to. We're seeing the replay again.
The disallowed goal. How big is Dubravka? I mean,
6'3".
I mean, he's a man-mountain, Dubravka. I mean, Lacazette barely does anything. Punches the ball into his own net. He's got away with that. Referees protect keepers far too much.
I'm trying to remember the opponents. It was a Newcastle game. I think it was at Wolves not so long ago. And Newcastle had a goal against them. Hang on, more than that in a moment. Maitland-Niles into the middle looking for Lacazette. This time Dubravka comes out and gets the ball. Wolves scored a late goal. Willy Bolly, the defender, came up and leaned on the shoulder of the goalkeeper, and the goal was allowed to stand, and it was notable, and I remember it because that never happens. Normally any touch at all of the goalkeeper, it's always given as a free kick.
Well, here's one for you. I wonder what VAR would do with that one.
Yeah,
because there was barely any contact.
That is a good point. Will VAR mean that at the moment it's almost an automatic reflex decision from referees, isn't it? Like, oh yeah, goalkeeper's been touched, free kick. Yeah. Will VAR change that, and will goalkeepers need to be a little bit more careful? Here is Lascelles. Possession for Newcastle, 2-0 down away from home. A bit stronger indeed. Here is Muto. Yeah, they won't be able to just go down and know they're automatically going to get the free kick, or presumably not anyway. Yedlin on the attack here for Newcastle, but I think the goose is cooked here. Lejeune sends in a cross. El Nedi intercepts it, and Monreal will prepare to clear away. So, Arsenal, 2 minutes to go, are about to go up to 63 points. That's a push in the back by Lascelles on Lacazette. That means that Arsenal are going to match the tally that Arsene Wenger had in all of last season, and Unai Emery is going to do it with 7 games to spare. He's still in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. This can still be a promising season for Arsenal.
Very, very good season. Exceeded expectations for me. So difficult to come in and change this culture, really, and it had become mediocre under the previous manager. It just drifted for years under Arsene Wenger. They're getting their Arsenal back, these fans.
1 win in their last 12 league games against Arsenal before tonight. For Newcastle, it's going to become 1 win in 13. Joyous scenes amongst Arsenal fans in front of us as they catch a ball that was kicked into the crowd. Smiles on the faces of these Arsenal fans as they make their way up the aisles and out into the North London night air. Smiles all round us. We see Mesut Ozil smiling there down in the dugout, having done his work for the night. Guendouzi has it here on the halfway line. Forward to Mkhitaryan. Now on to Lacazette. Knife through butter. Lacazette looks for Aubameyang and just about cut out by Lascelles. Newcastle gave it everything for such a long time, but they're spent now. Here is Mkhitaryan setting himself up, rolls it in front of Kolasinac, cut out again by Lascelles. Man mounted at the back. He was at fault for the Lacazette goal, but he's been so good otherwise as the hapless Mustafi hoofs the ball forward and out for a goal kick to Newcastle.
So you talk about that front pairing, Aubameyang and Lacazette. As soon as one of them gets on the half turn, the other one is on the move in behind. They link up so well.
Will he be tempted, Chris, to start the two of them next time out? They've got Everton away on Sunday, because Arsenal have finished this game better than they started it, if you know what I mean.
And he has to, doesn't he? You know, they are so potent, they work so well together. Well, I mean, you know, talk of him being unwell, Aubameyang, before this game, but if both of those players are fit, he has to play them both.
Kennedy crosses from the left, Mustafi heads it away. We have moved into additional time, of which 4 minutes will be played. Lejeune's cross, header by Key, good goalkeeping by Leno.
I think the flag went up, long diagonal ball in, just drifted offside.
Here come Arsenal again, in stoppage time. El Neni up to the halfway line, gives it off to Guendouzi. Newcastle's next game, by the way, they host Crystal Palace on Saturday. Then the following Friday night they're away at Leicester. That's a game we'll have live commentary of here on 5 Live. Then it's Southampton at home, and by that stage Newcastle will only have 3 further games remaining this season. They're going to leave here empty-handed tonight, but they've got enough of a buffer, don't they? 7 points clear of the relegation zone, 6 games left after tonight. Surely Cardiff aren't going to make that sort of ground up, and if they did, it would be one of the others who would fall in. Brighton or Southampton or Burnley. Surely Newcastle can't get dragged into it now.
Newcastle are too good to go down, and I really think they are. We know they had a poor start to the season, but I think they're a well-organised outfit. They have a brilliant manager, they have a structure about them, they have a way of playing now. I think the gap is just too big for Cardiff to get back at Newcastle.
Only once before have Newcastle won at the Emirates Stadium, long time ago now as well. 2010, Andy Carroll scored a winner here. There are fans who always show up in huge numbers, and you know, this stadium, which is rapidly emptying, and I know the away fans aren't always left out as easily as the home fans, but they're all still here. They're all cheering on the team. Newcastle fans who've had to endure far more troughs than peaks in most of their football watching lives, and yet they show up again and again and again, and we wonder, will Rafa Benitez stay, and will Newcastle become a force in the future? Here is Maitland-Niles, on to Lacazette, Mkhitaryan, all in the penalty area, turns 360 degrees, swivels and shoots, and it's blocked away, and out for an Arsenal corner late on. We're almost done here at the Emirates.
Yeah, Lacazette at the centre of everything. Once again, good link up inside the box. Mkhitaryan on the turn, as well defended from Newcastle, who, to their credit, have given absolutely everything, and under pressure for most of the game, and in general defended well. Arsenal, a couple of moments of quality, that's been the difference.
Aubameyang takes the corner short. This is El Neni, and now Maitland-Niles, crossing position on the right hand side. Arsenal just need to run the clock down now, and it's going to feel like a significant moment. 3rd of February, they were 10 points behind Tottenham Arsenal. They are about to move above Spurs and up into 3rd place of the table, and that's going to do a lot for the bragging rights around North London. Tottenham, who felt they were in the title race for so long, are now going to find themselves shunted down to 4th place. Manchester United level on points with them, just behind. Tottenham have got a better goal difference than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team. 2 more goals in the goals scored column for Arsenal tonight. The referee blows the whistle for a free kick, but the game petering out now. 2-0. Ramsey in the first half, Lacazette in the second half. Professional performance by Arsenal tonight.
Yep, and Guendouzi, I think he's matured as the season has gone on, and that's encouraging. He's getting better and better in the red and white of Arsenal.
And there we go, the full-time whistle. So 10 consecutive home Premier League wins for Unai Emery. No other team in the Premier League have done that this season. Arsenal Football Club haven't done it for 2 decades. Big smile on Unai Emery's face as he does a little handshake with his fellow Spaniard, Rafa Benitez. He's beaten Benitez again, as he did as Sevilla manager against Benitez Real Madrid in the past. Lacazette's goal put the cherry on top. But Newcastle, well, they put in a good fight, and Arsenal did have to keep plugging away right till the very end here tonight. They leave with the 3 points. They go third in the table. It finishes Arsenal 2, Newcastle 0.